Hey, thank you, Blake. Thank you, team. And
Cheers,
welcome
guys.
to Face. Welcome to Face, Neil. Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you guys. I'm not able to start my video. I don't know
Start
if
again.
you're
Try
posting it.
again. It's gonna work now.
Okay. Okay. I think I got it now. Let's see. Is it working? No? Yes.
No, dark.
Let's see.
You could share your screen and, we could talk about some things.
Here we go.
There you go. Hi, Neil.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Nice to meet you. I'm going to put Bitcoin up here on the charts here. So let me share.
Excellent. And just one thing I wanted to clarify. I'm not a crypto expert. I'm in the Bitcoin space, and those are two distinct things that people conflate a lot. I look at the entire crypto industry as full of charlatans and scammers, and I'm
like
just
pink sheets. They're like
Yeah.
pink sheet brokers,
Yeah,
right?
I just have a thesis about Bitcoin long term, and that's what I stick to. Everything else is just noise and a way to take money from retail investors.
Okay, well, that's what markets were designed for, Neil. Most of them.
To take money from
beginning of time. and I'd like to start off with what were you doing prior to getting involved in the business? Did you come into it because first you were a believer in Bitcoin and it turned into from, maybe a hobby into a profession? What were you doing prior to what you're doing now?
So my background is as a CPA. I worked at PwC at the beginning of my career, and then at a private equity firm. I just been following Bitcoin since 2013, and had my own phases of getting exposed to the other cryptocurrencies, kind of learned my lessons, dabbled in trading myself, but kind of learned that trading really needs to be a full-time job if you want to do it. And it's just not something I could allocate my time to. And too many people think that they could just, put in, a half hour, an hour a day, a week, and be an expert trader. And it really is like something
or read a book.
Or read a book.
All they have
right.
to do is read a book. I read a book about brain surgery, and they still won't let me perform any neurosurgery at the hospital. But
yeah,
I could read a book on trading, right, buddy? And I'm an expert. Let's go live right away and margin to the hilt.
Yeah, and even when you, I guess, understand it, there's a big emotional component to trading. It's all about emotions and risk management, and a lot of people to get all those things working together. It's not in the cards for 99% of people. So for me, I kind of learned quickly that I just didn't have the time. So I started focusing on Bitcoin and kind of, realized where Bitcoin could go. And that's when it turned, it morphed from a hobby into a part of my life. I started getting noticed by other people in the Bitcoin community, and then I just started doing a bunch of different things.
Your narrative about Bitcoin only reminds me of an interview I did in the past with a guy named Jeff Booth. Do you know Jeff?
I love Jeff Booth. Jeff Booth, you said Jeff Booth?
Yes.
Yeah, I read his book, The Price of Tomorrow, back in early 2020. Amazing book. Really, it changed my perspective on a lot of things.
Okay. So, I've interviewed big shots, and this is a big honor for you now, right?
Yeah. Anyway, Jeff Booth, I have a lot of respect for him. So I'm honored to be on the show. Thanks for having me.
So, Neil, I tell you what, there was one thing I went over your Twitter feed that really, something I've been thinking about for a long time about one of the major advantages of Bitcoin is, first of all, I think, and I don't own any yet.
Well, maybe I could help change your. Maybe I could help change your mind.
I think we're. I'm a little bit more price sensitive than a lot of people, but the portability of just being able to, put it in your pocket and take your net worth and your cash with you. But the line that you had, the saying that you had, was it's hard to put a value on unconfiscatable wealth.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're pretty sure about that? There's no possibility that governments are going to be able to confiscate Bitcoin if things continue to get uglier and uglier?
Well, it's literally, there's something called seed phrases that basically are generate your private keys for your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And those are made up, and you can make those up into like 12 words, right? And if you store those, memorize those 12 words. Now, I don't have the best memory, and even 12 words might get away from me sometimes. But if you're dealing with your entire wealth and you're trying to escape, let's say, Ukraine during a war,
Right.
that might be your only chance. Now, I'm not saying if someone puts a gun to your head, you might not spill the beans. Like, that's the level of confiscatability, I guess, that there is, but we've never had anything like that before.
Okay, interesting. All right, and so I mean, just for that reason alone, you hear countless stories of how diamonds saved people during World War II to be able to get out of Germany. And carrying around big gold bars and silver bars not as easy as gemstones, and this is the most portable thing ever created by man. So tell me, as far as prices are concerned, like Jeff says, he just buys some, just keeps buying it, doesn't care about the price. Are you in that camp? You just, you have a monthly allocation to Bitcoin, or do you look for levels that look more attractive to buy? And do you ever sell it and take profits when you have, like a parabolic move to the upside?
I don't sell. I don't, like I said, I'm not a trader. I don't trust my instincts when it comes to those kind of things. What I know is that when I get out of, when I sell my fiat for Bitcoin, I'm trading one form of money for a better form of money. So I don't really try to time this. I bought in the 60,000s and I bought today. For me, it's just an accumulation game, and over the long term, I don't think there's going to be a big difference between buying a 20,000 or 60,000.
Okay, and some of the people that promote, like, $1 million one day or $250,000, 150,000, is that in your head that that's going to happen, or is it mainly just the fact that you feel comfortable being out of fiat and being in Bitcoin?
No, I think it's going to continue to appreciate. It's a finite asset that has the properties of gold, but on steroids. It's 100 times better, in my opinion. And we know when you extrapolate out the market cap of Bitcoin in gold terms, it would put Bitcoin at like $500,000 per coin right now. But like I said, I think it's substantially better than that. The short-term fluctuations in the price don't really matter much to me. The network itself, every 10 minutes, a new block is formed, new Bitcoin is mined. Nothing changes. We don't need Jerome Powell to tell us, this amount of Bitcoin needs to, be minted today, or inflation's here, so we need to change rates. Bitcoin is independent of the markets. It's not independent from human emotions. And that's why you see the price fluctuate.
Yeah. So, I read about that they were doing loans and trying to turn Bitcoin into some type of yield investment where you could put up your Bitcoin and receive a yield on it, and almost like a derivative where, you were the bank and you're loaning out your Bitcoin. Is that still happening? And is it popular? Is it dangerous, especially with the price volatility? I don't know how you could use Bitcoin with it fluctuating the way it does.
Yes. Yes to everything you just said. It's very popular. It's very risky. It's very dangerous. If anyone asks me if I would do it, no, never in a large size to where I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. We see how quickly the price fluctuates. And if these aren't like fixed, payment type loans, you're going to be screwed. So where are you going to get this this yield from? There's not new Bitcoin. What?
Yeah, who's paying you?
Yeah,
the yield?
I heard someone say this the other day. When you don't know where the yield is, you're the yield. So
Okay.
I'd rather just kind of,
right.
I don't mess around with that stuff.
Okay.
I'm a boring Bitcoin investor.
Okay. And I don't want to, create any libel or slander, but the tweet I noticed you on, you seem to be a watchman for people out there in the crypto world about the promoters in the industry, and wondering, is that part of your mission to call people out when they're revisionists?
Yeah, I don't like liars. I say Bitcoin is one of the truths we have in this world. It is a system defined
You
by
don't want
rules.
Barnum and Bailey taking over a sacred
Yeah,
asset class like this.
well, yeah, Bitcoin is rules without.
You're in love with Bitcoin, Neil.
I know
You
it's
love
really
it.
weird.
You're gonna marry. You're married to it, man.
I am not only emotionally, but I also have my like money where my mouth is. Like
Yeah,
95% of my net worth is tied up in Bitcoin.
yeah,
Um, I, I like I said, Bitcoin is this truth, right? It's a set of rules that
yeah.
can't be messed with. And when you have someone come into Bitcoin and try to co-opt that, and a lot of these people, they're in like the crypto scam space, but they muddy the waters for
Yeah,
Bitcoiners and make it more
yeah,
difficult for Bitcoin's adoption. I tweeted this out either yesterday or the day before, that these scam coins or shit coins or altcoins, whatever people want to call them, they are an attack on Bitcoin, but they're also a Trojan horse for Bitcoin because it kind of distracts Bitcoin's ultimate mission from becoming like a global money. So it kind of stops these central bankers and governments from really coming down on it because they confuse it with everything else. But at the same time, it is another attack vector because when things like Luna collapse or the Celsius's lending platform start to fall apart, people blame Bitcoin for it when it has nothing to do with those things.
okay. I wanted to ask you about when you're a Bitcoin holder, um, and you hear people talking about, I don't think you would call Ethereum an altcoin or a shit, a shitcoin. Okay.
Sorry if I shouldn't
Why?
have been
It's okay.
saying that word.
All
I'll
right.
just
You could
call it
call
I'll call them scam coins.
I'll call them more duty coins. Uh, there are a lot of people that were really singing the praises of Ethereum. It's a new internet. Your view on Ethereum? I know that you only buy Bitcoin, but maybe some things that people should consider after hearing all this hype about Ethereum when it was much higher. So
Yeah,
here we are at 12.
I maybe to your surprise would include Ethereum in these scam
Okay.
coins. I'm Ethereum had an unfair launch where 70% of the coins were pre-mined given to the founders. It doesn't have the verifiability that Bitcoin has. If you ask someone what is the total circulating supply of Ethereum, you'll get 20 different answers.
Yes.
With Bitcoin, I only have to do is run a small node little computer that cost me $200, and I could tell you the exact amount of Bitcoin in existence at any moment in history. You can't do that with Ethereum, and anyone that comes close still comes close. What makes Bitcoin so special is that there's no ambiguity.
Okay. I have a question from an attendee.
Sure.
They'd like to know if you buy it anonymously or through an exchange, and do you hold on to it in a separate wallet?
So I buy anonymously. So how I would define it is there's your Bitcoin is either through KYC, right? Know your customer, or non KYC. Most of my Bitcoin over the years has been KYC. It's just easier to buy larger amounts that way for the average person. There are ways to get around that. I hold my private keys. I would never keep them on an exchange. I mean, look what we're seeing right now. With lending, like I said, Celsius is having issues.
Coin.
We're seeing Coinbase and BlockFi both just laid off BlockFi is laying off 20% of its workforce. Coinbase, 1,000 employees. Not that there's any risk that if your coins are there now that anything's going to happen, but I don't know what's going to happen a week from now, a month from now, and I don't want to sit, and
wait to get your wealth.
Right, because it's a suddenly thing.
Unconfiscatable.
Right. If Coinbase has my Bitcoin, it says in their SEC filings that through some bankruptcy process, it's not really mine anymore. Right. It goes to, I guess, their creditors first.
Okay. I'm glad you brought it up because everyone listening right here, the cash you have in your bank account isn't yours either.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Okay,
there's risk. There's risk there. Right.
Yeah, so I mean, if there's a bail-in, you're gonna take a haircut. So just a lot of people don't realize it. Well, it's my money, and the bank could say, "Not till we give it to you."
Right. It's an IOU from the bank. Yeah. It's not your money anymore. And, it seems kind of foreign, especially to US investors. The term bail-in doesn't even make sense to most people, but we saw this happen. We've seen this happen. It happened in Cyprus, right? What was that, in 2014 with bail-ins? And people think, well, it can never happen to me or to my country until it does. And you don't want to, why wait for something like that to happen?
It's too late.
Yeah.
So what would be the right kind of shirt for me to get that hasn't bought Bitcoin yet? Come on, Neil, pick one out for me. What do you think?
Thank you for bringing this up. So this is a Bitcoin merch and apparel shop that
you have anyone crying on the t-shirt? I paid 60. I paid 80. You have any of those?
I could customize a shirt perfectly for you, Dale, if you want, as long as it's Bitcoin focused. Okay. Like I said, we don't have any of the poop or scam coins on our site.
Okay.
The site is, aligned with where I think Bitcoin is going. So I'm not gonna, say one thing and do another.
Yeah. So, and you have men's and women's, and this is, so why are you on Twitter? Basically to, be a watchman and share what you believe and your philosophy is an outlet for you. Plus you have this store going on. Is that your reason for being on social media?
I started.
You don't have clients, right? I mean,
no,
you're not looking for subscribers or anything, are you?
No. So let me give you a little more background about me. So with Bitcoin, it's just a passion of mine. And I found Twitter, or Bitcoin Twitter, as we commonly refer to it as a beacon or a place where you can find a lot of information on Bitcoin. A lot of the thought leaders in the space go there. So I went there, kind of got noticed by some people. I was asked to help moderate rooms on the social media app Clubhouse.
Okay. That's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. So that's kind of was like my first gig in the space. Yeah. And then I kind of just kept tweeting out. My following grew on Twitter. I started a podcast called Inside Bitcoin with a good friend of mine, Joe Carlosari, who's a lawyer in the space. Okay. And then someone reached out to me about doing this guy, Ryan, who's now a friend of mine as well, about doing a Bitcoin merch shop. He had 20 years of experience in the sports merch industry. And he's like, Neil, I've been listening to you talk about Bitcoin for over a year now. I really think I align with you and I'd love to do this for Bitcoin. And this site, we have over 2,500 products, and we started it maybe mid-March. So this is really a new thing for me. It's only been
what a great name for it too. FOMO 21 Apparel.
Thank you. Yeah, the 21 standing for 21 million Bitcoin, and FOMO, fear of missing out. No, I appreciate you for plugging this. I didn't expect it. Yeah.
When you saw the Bitcoin commercials last winter during the Super Bowl, Tom Brady, they'll say, well, Tom's making a trade. Oh, not that kind of trade.
I hate it.
A crypto trade. And to me, that sure smelled of, top mania. And in fact, I think because he was trying to trade crypto, he's coming back out of retirement because he has to.
I don't know if that's it. But no, when I see those commercials, I get really angry and frustrated for multiple reasons. One, it's that conflation of crypto with Bitcoin again. Yeah. Oh, and someone just messaged, what does FOMO stand for? It stands for fear of missing out.
Who didn't know that?
So I don't know. Someone
they live it.
In the chat.
They probably live it, but they don't even know what it's called.
Yeah, right. So it's not a unique term to crypto. I've heard it in other places, but yeah. Anyways, no. Everywhere. When I see these commercials, I get really upset because it muddies the waters for Bitcoin. And even if it was just straight up a Bitcoin commercial, Bitcoin is a tough concept to understand, right? It is a non-physical thing, that has this value that's been assigned to it. So it's not something you could get a 30-second, commercial clip by and be like, oh, I'm going to buy Bitcoin, right? You buy it and then the price goes down, has some of these shocking turns to the downside. And of course, you don't understand what you own. You're going to panic. This literally takes like hundreds of hours to really like wrap your head around.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know. I mean, I still have a hard time explaining it to people.
Well, if you ever need help, feel free to reach out. I will come on the show whenever I can. For me, like I said, it takes a long time to understand. And then it's a kind of thing like, don't go all in. You wouldn't do that with any asset from an investor standpoint. You stick a toe into the water, feel it out.
So do what I say, not what I do, because you sound pretty all in, Neil.
And, no. Well, I would qualify that by saying you could do what I do, but I put in like thousands of hours. So if you want to do that, then you'll be in the position maybe to allocate, almost your entire portfolio to Bitcoin. Right. If you're not going to put in that time, then you're not doing what I'm doing.
Okay, so that's a great point, because traders, anything, you can't be lazy, and you can't just depend on other people. You have to do your own work. And if that scares you, keep your money under your mattress. And I wanted to thank you for your time. I'm glad I reached out to you, and I really appreciate your t-shirts.
No, thank you. You know what? And thank you so much for plugging the show. I'm going to make a promo code for any of your listeners that are listening right now. What I'll call it, maybe Forex Stop Hunter. Right, that's your Twitter handle, and they'll get 15% off anything on the store for the next week. So I'm going to do that.
There you go, guys. So with the warm weather coming here, we're on the summer. You always need an extra T-shirt, and I think they're pretty cool.
So I'm going to do that. Right
after. So someone said just 15, they want 50. See what I mean?
15%.
People. Yeah, you let the guy make a living, for crying out loud.
I know. I was only going to say 10%, but I thought, you know what? You've been so kind to me, so I was going to.
We're negotiating discounts on F.A.C.E.
Here, I'm going to.
Charles Cook.
Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Charles Cook just said psyched, so you got a customer.
Great. I just put the code in the chat. It's not live yet. It will be in like 5 minutes. I just have to update it.
Neil, good luck to you. I love your demeanor. And appreciate you, being a watchman for Bitcoin. You're a great ambassador for the asset.
I appreciate that. And you could follow me on Twitter at Neil Jacobs. And DM me, reach out. Anybody, I'm always willing to help. Right. I feel like this is my mission.
When I buy my first Bitcoin, maybe you could help me, because the only wallets I really know about, Neil, they're leather.
Definitely. Definitely reach out.
All right. All right, everyone. Then thank Neil. I hope you enjoyed it, and could follow him on Twitter, and you have a shot to buy a nice T-shirt with a discount. And that's a wrap for Turnaround Tuesday. Remember, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. And we'll be back with you tomorrow. The team, you could join the team on the Morning Edge in 15 minutes. So good hunting, everybody. People are thanking us, Neil, and I thank you. Adios.
Right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hey traders, this is Blake Morrow with ForexAnalytix. Thanks for stopping by our YouTube channel. Don't forget to like these videos, share them, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of the content that we provide here for free. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.